Peace. What's going on, everybody? Give everybody a chance to tune on in before I start building on the subject matter for the day. Hopefully, everybody having a powerful Tuesday. Peace, Magic Realms. What's happening with you, my brother? TZP, Darvin, peace. Denise, peace, Queen. What's going on? How everybody holding up? How everybody living? Important subject matter to dive into for the day, man. So y'all talk to me before I start talking to y'all. Oh, magic. That's what it's all about, man. We all striving to tune out that negativity, man. It's a lot of that going around, a lot of chaos, a lot of destruction, man. We always seem like we always at war in regards to battling that negative energy, that destructive energy. So it's always a war going on in regards to the positive and the negative, man. Positive and negative forces. Keep your guards up, man. But how everybody else holding up, man? How y'all living out here, man? Don't succumb to that chaos neither. Don't succumb to that negativity and that destruction, man, because that's what they want. They want you to succumb to it so you can become self-destructive, man. That's what they're aiming for. That's the agenda. That's the mission. Master 2, what's going on with you? For sure, we going to build on that. Most definitely going to build on that. Y'all pretty much know my perspective, know where I'm going in regards to this particular subject matter, man. But we still going to build on it. I'm going to elaborate on some things, man, that was brought to my attention. I posted some years ago. So people had some interesting things to say in regards to this subject matter, man. In regards to the interdependent nature of man and woman. Some people seem to think that we don't need one another, and I found that quite interesting. Lindell, peace. What's going on? I found it quite interesting. I mean, not really, because a lot of people actually believe that, because that's how society has been constructed. For certain people to believe that they don't need the other. So, you got a lot of women out here think they don't need a man. That's the reality. That's the sad reality of a lot of people today. So we're going to build on that, elaborate on that, why it is the way that it is, what can we do about it? Oh, man, that's 2 for sure. Hey, the sun is out, man. Vitamin D activated, man. Charging up that melanin for sure. So I'm going to give people some more time, man. We getting warmed up. Going to give people some more time before we start diving into it, man. Before we start getting into the regimen for the day, man. It's the warm up. Give y'all a little time, man. Magic Show, we already know. We already know, man. Getting crazy and crazy. Dumb and dumber. More and more sick. Like all of that negative stuff, man. That's what's happening. That's what's happening to the world around us, man. It's getting bad out here. It's getting rough. It's getting rough. I could definitely say that. It's getting rough out here. AK, peace. What's going on with you? Definitely that balance. Definitely need that, man. Dealing equality, man. That is of the utmost importance. But a lot of people don't practice that. A lot of people don't preach that. A lot of people don't teach that. Don't teach that at all. But that's what life should be about, man, for the most part. Balance. CC, peace, Queen. What's going on with you? But let me go try to pull up something that I posted, man, some years ago. Let me see if I can find it, man. Let me see if I find that joint. All right, here we go. Yeah, I found it, man. I posted this, man. What is it, 2021? So I posted this roughly 5 years ago. 5 years ago, posted this, man. So I went something like this, man. I really despise when men and women act like they don't need each other. That erroneous and selfish illusion is annoying. So listen, you may think you don't need a man, but your son or daughter could very much so use a father figure and vice versa. We have to stop blinding ourselves to the ways of nature. Everyone wants to be macho man or macho woman. It is bigger than your superficial ego. We are suffering, and one of the major reasons we are suffering is broken homes. That was something I wrote probably about 5 years ago. 5 years ago, something that I wrote. And that sounds like it's something that's harmless. Dominique, peace, what's going on? That sounds like something that's harmless. Sound like common sense. Sound like everybody should kind of possess that type of belief, man. But there was some people that actually disagreed with what I was saying. Y'all know how Facebook go with the memories. So people saw the memory and people started reposting and sharing that particular memory. I didn't even share it on my page. It's some other people that saw it. They shared it. And I started peeping some of the comments, people disagreeing with what I actually said. And that's very interesting. Very interesting. Andronicus, peace, what's going on? Static, peace, what's happening? Allegory said fourth, peace, what's going on? Oh, Denise, for sure. And see, people, I think a lot of people, yeah, Magic, yeah, I wasn't necessarily surprised because, like I said, I know how people are, man. I know the society that we live in, so it didn't surprise me that it was people disagreeing with it, and it definitely didn't surprise me that it was a woman, for the most part, doing most of the talking, disagreeing with what I said. That didn't surprise me at all. But when people see that word "need," man, that's when people get offended. That's when people get in their feelings. When somebody says you need something, they they really feel some type of way about that. They really feel like they don't need the other person to be in existence here. So again, you just, like I said, you break down nature. I mean, if you take man away, how long would the world thrive and survive? If you take woman away, how long would the world thrive and survive? Like, we need each other. That's the reason why you have man and woman. I mean, come on, that's nature. That's why I say we trying to go against nature in a multitude of different ways. Every time we continue to separate and have all of this conflict and this tension and things of that nature, man, we going against the very ways of nature, man. That's how nature intended it to be. And we going against nature every time we go against that connection. Every time we go against that connection, man, that's going against nature. And you see what happens when anything and anybody goes against nature, man. It leads to destruction. So when we go against nature, acting like we don't need each other, what happens? You have destruction. You have the broken homes that I'm talking about. That's the result of us going against nature. I mean, I can literally show and prove that by telling you to just look outside. Every other relationship that you may see, every other situation that you may see, I should say, is a broken home type of situation. Dysfunction, all of that. You see, that's common, man. That's common. And one of the reasons that it's common is because got the broken homes. Got women acting like they don't need men. You got men not too much caring about the women that's out here. That dysfunction, it's that tension, it's that conflict. We are at odds. And if we are at odds, then future generations are going to grow up confused. They're going to grow up angry. They're going to grow up hating. All right, so you single mother and you done raised your daughter to hate men. Now she grows up. There we go. Cycle continues. Now she views man in a certain type of life. She don't need no man. She hates men, this, that, and the third. She may turn out a certain way based upon that. We talked about it yesterday in regards to the subconscious mind and how it is important to watch what you say to a child or around a child when they are between the ages of like 2 and 6. They picking up on a lot. And that's when you are literally programming them, man. And it even starts before that. It starts before they are actually born, while they're in the womb. You are literally programming the mind of that child. So you got to be mindful of the things that you speak to them and around them. And you say around them. It's important because you're programming. And people don't think this programming actually exists. So when you got this young child, you may think this young child, they ain't paying attention to what I'm saying. This ain't resonate with them. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You need to be very mindful in regards to what you are saying around the child. You need to be very mindful in regards to the environments that you place the child in when they are of that age, man. This stuff is important because it goes back to the programming that somehow people think don't exist, and all of this stuff exists. All of this stuff exists. Lachelle, Peach Queen, what's happening? All static. And I saw something you said absolutely, especially what she puts in her body as well. Yeah, most definitely static. And I seen something that said even more important than that. Like a lot of times we place more of an emphasis on like what she's eating and things of that nature, and we don't focus on how she is emotionally, mentally, and things of that nature, like the quality of her state of mind. That's actually more important than what she's actually consuming while she's pregnant, man. So you got to make sure that she's thinking in a certain manner. Like you can't be arguing with her and things of that nature, man. They can't be in toxic environments. Like all of that is more important than the food she's actually consuming, because it's a lot of studies that indicate that if you have a toxic mind, if you're in toxic environments, things of that nature, that can affect the quality of your food. That's why they tell you to eat your food in a relaxing setting and manner. They like don't watch certain things while you're eating food because that can tamper with the quality of the food. Same thing here. Can't be in toxic environments, man. Can't be in toxic situations. Can't be saying toxic things, man. That impacts the life that's inside of you. That impacts the life that's inside of you. So again, if you had this relationship and the foundation of the relationship is trash and toxic, then a baby is conceived in this toxic situation, this toxic relationship. And then whole while the baby is conceived, all y'all doing is going back and forth, y'all arguing, and it's a bunch of just dysfunction. You are affecting the child before the child even enters the world. And we wonder why the cycle continues out here, man. There's a lot of science that backs up and corroborates what I'm saying right now. Even before you are literally setting them up for destruction before they even enter the world. And half the time we be wondering why they're coming out crying and things of that nature. But we setting them up for destruction before they enter the world because we already dysfunctional. We are already toxic before they enter the world, before we physically meet. And we wonder what's happening right now. We wonder why the world is we wonder why everything is chaotic out. You set up for failure before you even enter the world. Because the people that conceive you can't get their minds right. They can't get themselves together. They can't get their life right, man. They out here fighting. They don't know how to put them petty differences to the side for the betterment, the younger child that's going to depend on them. That's crazy. That's sick. That's sick. That's why I mentioned the ego in this particular joint. In that particular status, I said, man, it's all about the ego. You got to put that ego to the side, man. It's bigger than you at that point. It's bigger than you at that particular point, man. And people got to realize that it's way bigger than you when you're talking about something that's going to depend on you. At that point, the ego got to be dropped. Ego has got to be dropped, man. The selfishness got to go. Got to go. At that point, you must become selfless, man, because you have another life depending on you. So all the little petty stuff that y'all arguing about, man, okay, drop that. Drop that. Do not need that toxic environment surrounding that. Surrounding a young life that is going to depend on you for its existence, man, to survive and thrive. Ms. Donnie, for sure. Matter of fact, it'd be funny. It'd be funny when y'all say stuff because I may bring up things in the book if I can find it. Y'all know I'd be highlighting so much I'd be having trouble finding. But let me see if I can find something that talks about exactly what Ms. Donnie just said. Well, it's not exactly that particular situation, but it's something close to that. Because Ms. Donnie brought a good point. Matter of fact, we put that on the screen, man, because a lot of people don't think this is actually as bad, which is crazy. Which is crazy, man. But let me see if I can find a particular story here, man. Let me see. Oh, yeah, Magic, man. A lot of people don't know how to let go of that ego, man. A lot of people just ego-driven. Like I said, when you're ego-driven, that only leads to clashing, to collision. So when two people are ego-driven, man, that gives birth to a collision, man. Head-on collision. And sometimes it's fatal. Sometimes it's fatal, man. So we cannot be ego-driven out here. All right, here we go. All right, here we go, Miss Don. To Miss Donnie's point, I'm gonna read this, man. It's from a book. I'm gonna read this. It say, now is a time to stress that the new biology is not a return to the old days of blaming mothers for every ailment that medicine didn't understand, from schizophrenia to autism. Mothers and fathers are in the conception and pregnancy business together, even though it is the mother who carries the child in her womb. What the father does profoundly affects the mother, which in turn affects the developing child. This is to Ms. Donnie's point. For example, if the father leaves and the mother starts questioning her own ability to survive, his leaving profoundly changes the interaction between the mother and the unborn baby. Similarly, societal factors such as lack of employment, housing, and healthcare or endless wars that pull fathers into the military can affect the parents and thus the developing child. So that proves Miss Donnie's point, man. So y'all, so cheating on a woman while she's pregnant, man, that is definitely going to impact the unborn child, especially due to the fact that it is impacting the mother. So again, y'all gotta quit playing, man. Put that ego to the side, man. Be able to control those desires, man, the lust and all that nonsense, man. It's bigger than you at that point. It's bigger than fulfilling a desire, man. It's bigger than fulfilling some type of lustful craving that you may have for somebody, man. It's bigger than that at that particular point. Oh, Darwin for sure. And it's all brainwashing at the end of the day, man. Like I said, they strive to keep us at odds, man. And we know it's a few reasons why they strive to keep us at odds, man. But we got to get down to the deeper meaning behind what's really happening, man. The deeper ramifications behind what's really happening when we continue to be at odds, man. This is for the future generations. Like, we supposed to be doing things that make it easier and better for the future. We not doing that. Instead, we making it harder for the future, man. Again, like, they born into all type of just bad conditions, man. Like, it's so much that I can read just from this. Again, man, y'all already know the book, man. Biology of Belief. This book dropped so many jewels within 200 pages, man. Within 200 pages, man. Just letting you know. And just when you get it, go to the section, Conscious Parenting, man. You just gonna see what's happening. You're gonna see how all of the things that we do impact future generations, man. You'll see how crazy it is out here. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I could just find something else that I can read from this particular section in this book. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna read this little section in this book too, man. So y'all can just see how important this stuff is, man. You gotta get your mind right, man. You gotta get your mind right to help the future generations out here, man. Here you go. I'm gonna read this little section. You all know the expression, when you were only a twinkle in your parents' eyes, a phrase that conjures up the happiness of loving parents who truly want to conceive a child. It turns out that it is also a phrase that sums up the latest genetic research suggesting that parents should cultivate that twinkle in the months before they conceive a child. This is before they conceive the child. How many people doing that? That growth promoting awareness and intention can produce a smarter, healthier, and happier baby. Research reveals that parents act as genetic engineers for their children in the months before conception. In the final stages of egg and sperm maturation, a process called genomic imprinting adjusts the activity of specific groups of genes that will shape the character of the child yet to be conceived. Come on now. Research suggests that what is going on in the lives of the parents during the process of genomic imprinting has a profound influence on the mind and body of their child. Listen, research suggests that what is going on in the lives of the parents during this particular process of genomic imprinting has a profound influence on the mind and body of their child. So if y'all spend all y'all time arguing, being toxic and being dysfunctional before the child is even conceived, you done already destroyed that child, man. You done already made it that much harder for the child to elevate and be great before they even conceive. Not while they in the womb, not while they are in the womb, but before they even get conceived, you've made it that much harder for them because y'all choosing to be dysfunctional, choosing to argue, choosing to be toxic and things of that nature. Y'all have made it that much harder. People don't be thinking about this because we, again, deal with the ego and we get to being too selfish out here. We get to being too selfish. And I'm gonna continue reading the rest of this paragraph. A scary thought, given how unprepared most people are to have a baby. Bernie writes in Pre-Parenting and Nurturing Your Child from Conception. It's a book. It makes a difference whether we are conceived in love, haste, or hate, and whether a mother wants to be pregnant. Ooh-wee. Parents do better when they live in a calm and stable environment free of addictions and supported by family and friends. That supported by family and friends parts is real. So if you got some people that's unsupportive, that don't really rock with you, and you get pregnant, it's time for you to distance yourself from said individuals, because that will impact you, and that will impact the life that's inside. Interestingly, Aboriginal cultures have recognized the influence of the conception environment for millennia. Prior to conceiving a child, couples ceremonially purify their minds and bodies. Like, this type of stuff doesn't happen. This type of stuff, see, and this is what I say. And this is what I mean by we deviating from our true nature. We act other than our true selves. Like, this is the type of stuff that I mean. Like, this is what I'm talking about. We no longer do stuff like that. We no longer live this type of reality, man. We going against nature. And this is the type of stuff that I mean when I say we are going against nature. We deviate from nature. It's practices like this. Little simple things like this, man, we are not mindful of in today's society. And that used to be a thing way back in the day. We understood how important this process was. Now it's not an important process. People be having babies and stuff like that for selfish reasons. It don't be having anything to do with the actual child. People like, I'm just trying to get my kids out the way. I'm gonna have them early. So it literally has nothing to do with the actual child itself. You don't want to make sure you're raising a child in the right environment. You don't care anything about that. You want to just get them out the way early. That's all that you're concerned about. You don't really be too much concerned about the person you have them with and things of that nature, man. So it's not really a conscious effort here. Like, we not really putting too much thought into this process anymore. We're not putting too much thought into this process anymore, man. And it's a deep situation. It's a deep situation. And notice what I'm talking about here. We're talking about parenting and how this lines up, how this aligns with the fact that we need one another. Notice how I keep talking about the mother, father, like they are needed, whether you want to admit it or not. And this is no knock on anybody that's a single father, single mother. You may be doing a great job, but guess what? That other figure is needed, whether it's the legit other mother or father, or it's somebody that they look up to as a mother figure or a father figure. That is of utmost importance, man. Take the village to raise that child, man. That's one of the biggest reasons why I say we need one another. See, people think, somebody hear me say, all right, we need one another. I need a woman and woman needs a man. And they just think I'm talking in terms of us, the adults, just needing one another to survive and thrive. Nah, it's deeper than that, man. I'm talking about for the babies, for the future generations. That's one of the main reasons why we need one another. It literally has little to do with us needing one another. It has more to do with the people that's coming after us. That's why we need one another, man. Because again, you talking about people that's going to be dependent upon you for years. They need mother figures. They need father figures. They need that. They need that village. They need that healthy village. They don't need just a healthy village of mother figures. It's not going to work. They don't need just a healthy village of father figures. It's not going to work. They need a healthy village of strong men. They need a healthy village of strong women. That's what they need. That's what they need to see. That's what they need to see. And again, that's nature. That's nature. Unconditional healing. Peace. What's going on? Yeah, that lack of awareness is big. Lack of awareness is big. So a lot of people getting their feelings, man. And a lot of people don't even be paying attention. They don't comprehend exactly what it is that I'm saying when I say something about we need one another. They just hear the word need and they automatically, it resonates as some negative in their minds. Need. I don't need no man. I don't need no this, that, and the third. Yes, you do. Because when it comes time to conceive, who you about to conceive with? Who you about to conceive with? When you that single mother and you got that young boy and he needs some male role models, what you gonna do? When you that single father and you got that daughter and she needs some mother figures in it, what you gonna do? These are all important. These are all important. And one is not more important than the other. So the father is not more important than the mother, and the mother is not more important than the father. They both are equally important. That's what it means to be complementary. Yin and yang type deal. You study every culture, they have these complements. They have these complementary systems. And it all goes back to masculine, feminine. So they all have this. They all speak of this balance. They all speak of this equality because that's nature. Nature is not just one side. Nature is not just masculine. Nature is not just feminine. That goes against nature for something to be just feminine, for something to be just masculine. No, that's not nature. It's not natural. And that's what we mean. Nature says masculine, feminine, yin, yang, positive, negative, up, down. That's nature. That's what it is. Can't have one without the other. You can't have the positive without the negative. You can't have the negative without the positive, man. You can't have the light without the darkness. Like, this is what it means. This is what it means. You can't have the man. You can't have the masculine without the feminine. You can't have the feminine. You can't have the woman without the masculine, without the man. This is what this stuff means, man. Our ancestors knew it back in the day. Other folks' ancestors knew it back in the day. But now we want to act like that's not the reality. Well, I'm sorry to inform y'all that it's still the reality. No matter how much they try to improve technology to make it the other way around, it's still the reality to this day. It's still the reality. Mahogany, Peach Queen, what's going on? Oh, magic for sure. Andronicus, both, man. And again, like, it ain't even got to be the biological mother or father, man. They just gonna need a father figure. Sometimes it's the uncle, sometimes it's the grandfather, sometimes it's the cousin, sometimes it's the football coach. You know, sometimes it's the person you're watching on YouTube, man. They gonna look up to somebody that it's impossible, man. When you are a young boy, you gonna look up to another man for some guidance. That's just what you're gonna do, man. It's just it's natural. It's natural. You don't have that father figure, man. You're gonna gravitate towards some male role model that's older than you for that guidance. I see it all the time, man. It's just gonna happen. It's just natural. It's natural. You're gonna seek that father figure. You're gonna seek that male role model. That's what you're gonna do. That's just what you're gonna do. That's just what's gonna happen. Oh yeah, allegory set forth. Truth don't change at all. And the truth don't deal with emotions. A lot of people don't understand that too. The truth is not emotional. The truth don't deal with emotions. The truth just is. So a lot of times, man, you got to take your emotions out of the equation. You got to take your emotions and feelings out the equation. The truth don't care anything about that, nor does the subconscious mind care anything about truth and feelings and things of that nature, man. So sometimes we got to put that truth and those emotions to the side because, I mean, not the truth, but those emotions and those feelings to the side. And we just got to deal strictly with the truth. Got to deal strictly with the truth, man. That's what it's all about. Go find me some societies, man. Go find me where it's natural and normal for it to just be men. Go find me somewhere where it's normal and natural for it to be just women. Come on, man. It's not normal. It's not natural. It's just not what it is. That's against nature. That's just not how. If it was intended to be that way, then it would be that way. Like, that's what if it was intended to be that way, that's exactly how it would be. That's exactly how it would be, man. If it was intended for us to not need one another, then only one of us would exist. Nature would have it. And it would be rare that you would see us mix. That's how it would be. That's how, if it was intended to be that way, then that would be the norm. The norm would be, all right, it's women and women, and it's only a rare occasion that you see women and men mix. It's not like that. Ain't never been that way. It ain't never been rare to see men, women mix. So again, that's how nature intended it, man. Y'all need to stop arguing with nature. And for the most part, that's what we doing. That's what we doing, man. We trying to argue against nature, man. We trying to go against nature. We try to manipulate and control nature, man. But we can't do that, man. We got to stop doing that, man, because again, that's not working out in our favor, man. That's leading to self-destruction, man. Again, just look at the future generations, man. That's why it's a big disconnect right there, man. That's why it's a big disconnect. We always talk about the disconnect between the young folk and the older generations, man. Not realizing how we contribute into that disconnect and how we contribute to that disconnect every day. Hold ourselves accountable, man. We are responsible for that disconnect, whether we want to acknowledge it or not, because we program in the future generation. So again, every time the future generation is born and then they grow up and there's a disconnect, then the generation before them is to blame. The generation that gave birth to them is to blame because you programmed the younger generation. Think about that one. You programmed the younger generation. You program the generation that came out of you. You program that generation. We programming the generation. People that's in my age bracket that's giving birth to children, we programming the younger generation. So if they grow up and things ain't got better, it's because of our programming. It's because of how we program. So think about that one, man. Oh, Lindell, I definitely, for 100% fact, I don't even want to call it a belief, but I don't believe nobody is born that way. I believe you're born that way at all. Contrary to what they want us to believe and what they want us to think out here. There are things like I talked about influence. There are things that can influence you to turn out that way. But to just come out and say a child is just born that way, emphatically no. Emphatically no. That's a learned behavior. And they do not want to admit that, man, but that's learned behavior. You learn to be like that, man. That's learned behavior. That's learned behavior. Yeah, Magic. I think I know what you're talking about. I think I know what you're talking about. But man, yeah, it's important, man. We are literally programmed. If you, when I read that, when I did the knowledge that, man, that particular section in that book, man, it resonated with me. Team Arsenio, peace. What's happening? TZ for sure. You already know where I'm coming with that one. There has been no definitive evidence to show and prove that, because if that's the case, if they was born that way, then we already know who's gonna turn out that way before they do. I've never once in my life heard a doctor say, well, that child is gonna turn out to be homosexual before they even come into existence. Come on, now, I ain't never heard that. Never heard that. They be telling me people born some type of way, man. Quit playing with me, man. Just for me understanding the science of this conscious parenting situation, just for me understanding that science lets me know that ain't an actual fact, man. It's an influence. It's things that was going on around them, their environment, bunch of things, man, that's gonna factor into stuff like that, man. Bunch of things. So yeah, people need to stop. They need to stop playing with us, man. They need to stop playing with us, and we need to stop playing with one another, man. We need to stop playing with one another, man. That's big. We need each other, whether we want to admit it and acknowledge it or not, man. We need each other. We got to be here for each other. We all that we have at the end of the day. That's an actual fact, and nothing can change that actual fact. No matter how you try to view it, no matter how you try to argue with it. Because I had somebody, the person that was trying to disagree, they was like, oh no, I don't need anybody. That's a toxic perception to have. So every time a man say something, no matter how I say it, or no matter how we say it, it turns into something about being toxic. That's where toxic masculinity comes from. If you say anything as a man, it turns into something that's toxic. Why? You can't say anything without it getting labeled toxic. How is me saying we need one another in any way, shape, or form toxic? Where do you get that from? I'm saying we need one another. How is that toxic? I ain't saying, all right, forget all women trash. That's toxic. That is toxic. I will give you that. If I'm out here saying that, if I'm out here bashing women, how is me saying I need women toxic? Like, come on now. Like I said, it's bigger than you, man. It's bigger than you. I'm not talking about you individually needing somebody to pay your bills. See, that's when I know people don't be thinking, man. That's how I know people don't think. They have shallow minds. When I say something about us needing one another, you think I'm talking about needing a man to financially provide for you. Man, nah. You ain't thinking about this deeply enough, man. You shallow in your thinking. You got a long way to go if that's all you think I'm talking about when it comes to needing a man, needing a woman. If you think I'm just talking about this materialistic world, man, it's a lot deeper than that. And y'all should know that. So if that's where your level of thinking is, you got some catching up to do, because it's deeper than that and it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. If that's all you think that I'm referring to, I feel sorry for you. And you are part of the problem. My heart. Yeah, we gonna post that on the. We gonna post that. We gonna post that on the Mahogany had to. She had to do it, man. She had to give us the joke of the day. I am legend for sure. For sure. So yeah, it turned into something that's toxic, man. It always turns into something that's toxic when it's definitely when it's coming from the male, man. Like that wasn't. I'm not trying to divide people. I'm saying that we need one another, man. I ain't adding on to that. I ain't adding on to that, man. I never add on to that dysfunction, man. But again, we got to stop labeling everything that comes out of a man's mouth as toxic. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. I'm gonna need for that. I'm gonna need for the alphabet community to sit down somewhere. Not everything that comes out of a man's mouth is toxic. You know, like I'm just here to tell y'all that some of us are genuine. Like some of us are not as bad as y'all paint us out to be. You know, y'all just want everything that we say to be toxic, and that's not the case. It's some of us that don't say toxic things, so you cannot be labeling us as toxic. Me saying that we need one another is not toxic. So again, try again. Y'all messing with the wrong one. Justin, peace. What's happening? What's happening? But that toxic stuff, man, that's dead, man. Y'all labeling everything toxic, man. We ain't got time for that. We ain't got time for those type of vibes. Yeah, Magic, and that's what I'm saying. We live in a world where it's hard for a man to speak. It's hard for a man to say anything. But as a man, that ain't gonna stop. That's not gonna stop me, man. Especially when I'm not adding on to the problem, and I know I'm not adding on to the problem. So when I know I'm not part of the problem, and I know I'm not adding on to the problem, I'm gonna speak my mind. Some of the things y'all not gonna like because again, I'm gonna side with nature every time. So if it's something that goes against nature, then we're not gonna rock with it. We're not a fan of it, you know. And some people can't handle that because they know they going against nature. And for the most part, these people be feeling. Listen, when you be feeling offended, like that community gets to feeling offended sometimes, man. That's just because it's like they guilty. Elijah Muhammad said something about the truth hurts the guilty. So again, when you get all up in your feelings when the truth is spoken, man, that means that it's a reality. That means what I said was true. When you get all in your feelings, when you get all in your feelings. Mahogany, man, I don't even know the breakdown of the pills, man. How many pills are red pill, pink pill, orange pill? I don't even know. I don't even know the breakdown behind these pills because I don't even be concerning myself with these joints, man. I'm for equality. I deal with man, woman, and child. Anything that I feel like don't deal with that, I'm good. So I don't even be concerning myself with all these pills out here because I don't even like pills in the first place. So I don't even deal with pills. I deal with what's organic. So I don't deal with no red pill, blue pill. I don't care what none of these people in it. What is it called? A manosphere? I don't even know what the joint called for real. I don't even be concerning myself with it, man. I deal with man, woman, and child. I deal with the man being healthy mentally and physically, the woman being healthy mentally and physically, and then that gives birth to the greatest part, which is the baby, a healthy baby, physically and mentally. That's what I deal with. If it ain't adding on to that, I don't want no parts of it. I don't want no parts of it. Because Mahogany at first, I'm not even gonna lie. I thought when you said pills, I thought you were talking about birth control pills. Show you how I'm not hip. I was about to say birth control pills. I was about to get in the whole spiel about birth control pills and why I don't fool with it. That's what I thought you was talking about, man. To show you how out of whack I be with the stuff, man. Under Drifter. It ain't what it is they concern themselves with what we have to say. You know, they make us out to be the evil villains. You know, that's what they do. 5-star Sigma General. Peace. What's happening? But I don't deal with those pills at all, man. I ain't got time to be keeping up with that, man. Like I said, I deal with equality. I deal with the man, woman, and child. Man, I deal with the health of the man, physically and mentally health of the woman, physically and mentally, man. That's all I focused on. If it's not adding on to that, then I'm cool. I'm cool on it. You can keep all your pills, man. Whatever pill you got, whatever color of your choice, you can keep that pill to yourself. I'm good. Pills are destructive, man. I'm good on it. I'm good. Hey Jay, man, that's a. I fool with you, man. Like I said, I deal with the elevation of the mind and body. That's what I deal with, the elevation of the mind and body. Everybody can benefit from them. So, and knowledge of self. You know what I'm saying? So when we in tune with ourselves and we focusing on elevation, then we all win at the end of the day, man. So at the end of the day, that's what's important to me. Elevation. Elevation of the mind, elevation of the body. But again, you elevate the mind, the body gonna elevate along with it, man. So that's what I'm focused on. I don't really care to be separating the men and women and things of that nature, man. I feel like when I drop Jews, I feel like everybody benefits because I'm talking to man, woman, and child. So I'm not separating it. I'm not just talking to men. I'm not just talking to women. I'm not just talking to the children. Everybody benefits, man, because again, we are a collective, man. It's that, what is it? The collective unconscious is what they call it. You know what I'm saying? That's how our ancestors viewed it. So I'm talking to everybody. I'm talking to everybody can benefit from what I'm saying, man. When I'm telling y'all how to eat right, that applies to man, woman, and child. When I'm trying to tell people how to think in a more positive manner, that who benefits from that? Everybody. We all benefit. So I'm not about to separate. I'm not about to separate that. Like I said, I deal with being organic out here. And they tell you, and another reason, because we're gonna get metaphysical on these pills. I look at pills the same way I look at a lot of these supplements, man. What happens is when people don't understand this, man. Y'all know I always like to break things down using analogies, man. When you take certain vitamins and minerals and you isolate them from the rest of the vitamins and minerals, guess what? It's not as productive. It's not as efficient. It's not able to do its job. So when you take this vitamin C, matter of fact, when you take this iron and you just give yourself like an iron pill, and you say, man, why are my iron levels still low? I'm taking this iron supplement. I'm taking this iron pill every day. Well, guess what? That iron pill by itself ain't going to be able to do what it needs to do unless you got vitamin C along with it. That makes it more absorbable. So that's what tends to happen when you isolate these vitamins and minerals. You think you're getting the nutrient in, but you're really not, because they need all these other vitamins and minerals for them to actually do their job thoroughly. So that's why I deal with everything in a holistic manner, even when it comes to man and women. I ain't just about to isolate one of them, man, because you build one of them up, but then the other one's struggling and we got a problem. So now I'm striving to elevate man, woman, and child, man, because we all need to be elevated. We all need to heal. We all need to be healthy. If the man is just a healthy one, but the woman ain't healthy and the child ain't healthy, we still have dysfunction. If the woman just healthy, but the man ain't healthy and the child ain't healthy, guess what? We still have dysfunction. Man, woman, and child need to be healthy for us to be able to function properly. There is going to be no functioning properly if just one is healthy. If we just focus on one, nah, that's not how it's going to work. That's why we continue to have this dysfunction, because man just think he good. Oh man, it's good men. They don't fool with good men. All these women, this, that, and the third, and vice versa. All these dudes ain't this, that, and the third. Well, we got to come together. Got to come together and help one another so we can all be good. So that's my objective, man. When I'm talking to everybody. I'm talking to everybody. Everybody about to be able to benefit from the jewels I'm dropping. This ain't just for men. This ain't just for women. I'm not taking a Derek Jackson route, and I'm not taking a whoever it is that's just for men route. I ain't taking that route. This is for man, woman, and child. The culture I come from is 1, 2, 3. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Black man, black woman, child. When you study the ancestors, it was man, woman, and child. Not Father, Son, Holy Spirit. No, they took that and they made it that. It was always man, woman, and child. This Father, Son, Holy Spirit stuff, no. That's westernized. That's whitewashed. It was always man, woman, child. You study your people. Osiris, Isis, Heru. You study that. That's man, woman, child. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it always was. That's what it always will be. Man, woman, child. That's it. Even when you want to look at it from like the universe perspective, sun, moon, and stars, who is referred to as the sun. Then you got the moon. You know who that's referring to. Then you got the stars. You got the stars, the baby. So come on, man. That's what I'm dealing with. I take the holistic approach. Anything that ain't taking the holistic approach, I ain't here for. Mahogany, I definitely can see that, because it do be causing a lot of tension from what I be paying attention to and what I be seeing, man. When I just be seeing man, it's just a lot of stuff I see, man, in regards to it causing a lot of dysfunction. That's why I don't really even be trying to tap into it. But again, YouTube be trying to do a good job with the algorithms, man. They be trying to force these videos on you. They be trying to force content on you. Like, man, I ain't even subscribed to this. Why am I seeing it? I know why I'm legit seeing it, but it's like, man, I'm not, you know, I don't watch anything like that. So quit showing it to me, you know? Team Arsenio, and that's exactly where I'm at with it. Like, yeah, at the same time when we feel like we getting game from some of these channels, like how beneficial is the game when at the end of the day, man, you not really striving to elevate the other part. So all of you doing, you finding fault in the other, like if you a man and you listen to something that's dropping game on how to deal with these women, that ain't really, to me, that ain't really helpful, because now all they doing is telling you basically telling you how to pimp these women and how to manipulate these women. That's what game really is, how to pick up these women. But it ain't really telling you, how to elevate yourself. It ain't telling you how to acquire knowledge of self, how to get in tune with yourself. When at the end of the day, when you do that, then everything that you need will come to you. Like, it's not telling you that. It's just giving you game on how to pick up women and how to so-called deal with women. Nah, we ain't just here to deal with women, man. We here to build with these women, man. Like, we got to build ourselves up, but we here to build with these women at the end of the day, man. We building legacies and things of that nature. So it ain't about just how to deal with them. First of all, you don't know how to deal with yourself. You don't know how to deal with yourself, man. So again, I'm not for the game unless it's telling me like how to acquire that knowledge of myself, how to help me get in tune with myself. And then when I get in tune with myself, man, that's all I'm focused on. That's all I'm focused on. Then the people that's going to associate themselves with me are going to be people that's on the same vibe, that's focusing on getting to know themselves, getting to be in tune with themselves, focused on elevation. Because when that's what you focused on, that's what you attract to yourself. That's what you attract to yourself. So why I don't, like, at the end of the day, man, I don't need any form of game, man. All I need is knowledge of self. All I need is for me to be in tune. Because when I'm in tune, everything gonna unfold according to that vibe and energy. Never fails, man. That's how I've always operated, man. Everything gonna come to you according to that particular energy when you focus on yourself, when you focus on your elevation, when you focus on your health. The problem is we go out here, we seeking and we searching for things, man. And that's, again, as I've always said, part of the problem, and we need to stop doing that, man. Again, focus on your elevation. Get that knowledge of yourself. Know who you are. Know what it is that you like and dislike. And when you do that, and then you focus on your self-improvement and your growth and development, again, you're going to attract that. You're going to attract that type of energy. You're going to attract that energy. Allegory set forth, man, what you say? You say, what about your spiritual force? What spiritual force are you referring to, man? Because, you know, I ain't really too much into the spiritual stuff nor the religious stuff, man. So you might have to break it down for me. Under drifter for sure. Nobody can take that. Nobody can take that. All right, Reggie, we gonna throw that on the screen. You say, why is it that some women bash a man for improving or trying to improve himself? Reggie, we gonna break that first sentence down, and it's simple. You say, why is it that some women bash a man for improving or trying to improve himself? That's because they are not in tune with themselves. Anytime somebody bashes another person for striving to be better, they not satisfied with themselves. So that's a problem that you don't have anything to do with. When somebody is not satisfied with somebody, when the elevation or the self-improvement of a person offends another person, that person that is offended by that, they have personal issues going on. That's all. That's it. It has nothing to do with the actual person being successful. It has everything to do with that person that doesn't like to see success. So it ain't, listen, you talking about the women bashing a man for improving. That same woman gonna bash another woman for improving. She gonna hate on another woman. So it ain't just she hating on men. She gonna hate on anybody that's striving to do better because she has personal problems. So she don't want to see anybody elevate. She gonna hate on her friends that's elevating, that's doing better than her, and she gonna hate on men that's around her that's doing better than her, challenging her. She just gonna hate. Period. Don't matter who it's coming from. And that's the part that they don't want us to see. They want to make it seem like it's just women hating on men and men hating on women. No, these same women gonna hate on other women. I hear it all the time. Women be like, I can't hang around other women. I don't like other women. I don't like to be around other women. I see and hear it all the time. That ain't normal, yo. That's not normal for us to be saying that. It's not normal for us to be saying that, man. That's that sisterhood. That's also another problem, and that's another topic for another day, man. But the sisterhood is broken to where a lot of women don't like to hang around one another. Man, we don't have a man. We supposed to have that sisterhood. That's part of the village. That strong sisterhood, man. That's part of the village. If we don't have that strong sisterhood, we will fail. We need that strong sisterhood. We can't have sisters saying, "Man, I can't hang around other women." Man, that's destructive. That's destructive. We need that strong sisterhood, man. But again, we so messed up, man. We so destroyed mentally that can't be around one another, man. So it ain't just that the women are hating on the men or bashing the men, Reggie, man. They gonna bash one another. They hate on one another. They hate on one another, just like dudes be hating on one another. That's why, matter of fact, that's why Dame Dash said that he only hires women primarily. He said, man, he can't hire other men, man. It's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get ugly. So we be hating, man. We just gotta stop hating on each other, period. Whether it's men hating on women, women hating on men, or men hating on other men and women hating on other women. We just got to stop hating in general. We hate too much in general. And that's just an actual fact. That's just an actual fact. We do too much hate. Not enough congratulating, as they say. Oh, Justin, for sure. For sure. We already know that it's a product of that, for sure. Mahogany, you say you get what you focus on. Mahogany, it's like you just listen. I said that in the song. I said what you focus on grows. Like that was, man. I literally, man. If I could remember the bar, I would spit it. I think it was like deep consciousness results in a state of constant bliss. What you focus on, it grows. So I think accomplishments, man. That's what I said in the song, man. That's what I literally said that in the song, man. What you focus on, it grows, man. And that's just actual science. What you focus on, it grows. That's what you focus on, it grows. So again, when things keep coming to you in your life, pay attention to what you've been focusing on. Think about what you've been focusing on, man. Again, if you are a man and you are attracting a certain quality of woman, think about what you've been focusing on, man. Don't say, these women good do. And then another thing, and this is for the men and women. This is what I deal with, dealing equality. Everybody, I swear to you, I never met a person that claims that they are bad. Everybody is a good dude and everybody is a good one. Everybody is a good man. Oh, nice guys, get this, that, and that. I never knew all you dudes was nice dudes. And I never knew all you women was nice women that had everything together. I'll be the first one to tell you, no, I got a lot of trash qualities. But every dude I come at, man, these women don't like these nice dudes. I'm like, bro, I know you. What about you makes you a nice dude? Man, I be knowing people that be out here fronting and lying, acting like women don't like nice dudes. And I know for a fact, dude be trash. So, man, quit fronting out here, man. Quit fronting. It's a lot of dudes and it's a lot of women that be out here fronting. Y'all be acting like y'all nice. Y'all be acting like y'all got all y'all stuff together. Y'all be acting like y'all the ideal candidate for any man, any woman, and y'all not. Come on, man. Some people that know y'all personally, man. So stop doing that. Stop making it look like women don't like nice dudes and you fit the bill of nice dude when you know you don't. Stop doing that, man. When you know you trash, man, I literally, man, I've seen some dudes claim to be this and they have treated women trash. And all of a sudden now they be like, women don't like nice dudes. Women don't like nice dudes. You gotta no, bro. You just was trash. You always been trash. What made you nice all of a sudden? Come on, man. People be fronting. That's another thing too, man. You gotta stop fronting. You gotta be real with yourself. If you ain't nice, if you trash, man, admit that and get yourself together, man. Stop being delusional. Stop thinking you good. Stop thinking you great when you not. When you got a lot of work to do, man. That's another thing, man. I can't stand that, especially when I know people, man. I know people personally. Don't be wanting to put them on blast. I know some of y'all, man. I know some of y'all that's claiming to be good, that's claiming to be nice, and y'all trying to act like women don't like nice dudes and nice men, and y'all don't fit the bill, man. So stop playing. Stop playing. Thunder, peace, what's happening? So stop playing. Stop saying that, man. If you ain't a nice person, chill on out, man. Just work on yourself, man. Everybody claim to be nice. Everybody claim to be good. Everybody claim to be the ideal candidate. Man, I'm the first one to tell you, I'm not the ideal candidate. I will tell you First of all, I never admitted to, never claimed to be the ideal candidate for any woman. Never. Not doing it. I'm never sitting around like, yeah, women, like a woman to be good, glad to have me. Nope. You never see, it be the ones that be speaking the most, that be the most trash, man. That's why I don't be trusting people when they talk, man. People word ain't they bond out here, man. Listen, your word is supposed to be your bond. You're supposed to give your life before your word shall fail. But words don't be meaning much these days. People just be out here talking. People just be out here talking. So y'all got to stop playing with me, man. Every dude I come in contact with, y'all nice dudes. Y'all nice guys. Nice guys finish last. And I'm knowing your whole entire history. I'm knowing your whole entire history, man. I'm talking about, I done seen, man, y'all about to get me, come on, man. Y'all about to get me started, man. I done been around dudes. Listen, I done been around dudes that's juggling multiple women, but then get mad at one of the women. When they talking to other dudes, whole while they know they finna hang up with her and call somebody else. Call another one. Straight, man, I'm talking about blood pressure skyrocketed, mad, knowing they the whole while got 3 or 4 other women they talking to. But then you would call yourself a nice guy. Stop playing with me, man. It ain't even that serious to be fronting, man. If you trash, man. Y'all gotta, you trash, you just look in the mirror like, man, I'm trash, man. Like, that's why, like, I'm trash. Like, it's just, I'm trash right now, man. I'm not good, man. I'm not a good person, not a good dude. I got a lot of stuff to work on. You gotta be honest with yourself, man. Mahogany for sure, man. I'll be the first one to tell you. I'll be the first one to tell you, man. So can't nobody pull up no dirt on me because I will give you the dirt. Here, you want some dirt? Boom, here you go. Here you go. I will let you know what makes me trash in regards to relationships and things of that nature, man. I've spoken on that several times, man. So I ain't got no problem with letting people know. Righteous peace, what's happening? Reggie, you say you think a lot of these women that bash men like that be low-key attracted to them or refuse to recognize improvement. I mean, sometimes it stems from that. Like they say, hatred is confused admiration. You know, you know how it was back in the day. When I don't know how y'all had it back in the day, but you know how back in the day where when you was like in elementary school and you and this one little girl was always arguing, but y'all secretly liked each other. Like it'd be stuff like that happening, man. Y'all fighting all the time, but y'all secretly liked each other though. Like it'd be stuff like that, man. That Reggie, that's what you talking about. Like back in the day, you and this girl, y'all was always constantly fighting and arguing, and people were like, "Oh, ooh, y'all like each other," and y'all literally did. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be stuff like that. Mahogany, hey, for sure. You was Claire Huxtable. She thought she was Claire Huxtable out here. Woo, yeah, yeah, buddy. That's why I never even lied to myself. I knew I wasn't no Bill Cosby for sure. I'm like, nah. I used to be straight honest with people sometimes, man. They used to think I was playing, man. I used to be like, man, I'm for real, don't like talking on the phone. So, like, you call me, I might not answer this phone, man. It may take me a minute to respond to the text, man, because I like to be isolated. I don't really like to be bothered a lot, man. I'm telling communication trash, but I don't like to be talking back in the day. I ain't like talking on the phone, man. I'm holding this phone in my ear for, man. We could just text it, bro. I'm one of them individuals. So I'm like, you got a problem with that, then this probably ain't gonna work. Jay, for sure, man. It's that division, man, and they doing that. They creating that division on purpose, man. So they glad to see it. They just sitting, the oppressor just sitting back applauding, like, look at these idiots, can't even get along. Look at these idiots messing up the future generation. So we good, we great. Yeah, Justin, for sure, man, and that's what it be, man. So we be talking, and that's why I don't take these platforms seriously. That's why I don't take a platform where it's a dude and they basically just bashing women seriously, because it takes me back to that elementary lifestyle when we talk bad about one another the whole time, had a crush on. So that's why I don't take these platforms seriously, man. You talking this bad about women whole while, that's what you want. So what you talking bad about it for? And vice versa. And vice versa. Like you a woman and you just bashing dudes whole while, you just all you want in your life is a man. But your whole platform revolves around bashing men. I don't take you seriously. I don't take you seriously. It's back to preschool when we was arguing with one another and we all we wanted was to date. That was our show of affection. I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna hit you upside your head. I'm gonna push you down. I'm gonna say you got the cooties and run from you and stuff like that, man. That's all these platforms is, man. Y'all talking so bad about these men. Y'all talking so bad about these women. Whole wow, that's all y'all want at the end of the day. So all these people that's watching these platforms, men bashing women, at the end of the day, y'all all want women. And then the same people, the women that's out here bashing men, and anybody that's tapped into those platforms, all y'all want at the end of the day is a man. And as soon as y'all get the man, y'all be like, all right, I can't be fooling with this platform no more. Them platforms ain't even gonna make sense to you. So all these platforms be good to people get into situations where it's like, oh, wait a minute, man, everything that this person was talking about on this platform, now that I found somebody that's respectable, or I'm with somebody that's respectable, can't fool with this platform no more, man. Wait, you bashing women so much, but I got a good woman by my side, I can't relate. So that's why I say a lot of these platforms lack substance, man. Lack substance. Because at the end of the day, as soon as you get what you want, which you want that man, you want that woman, as soon as you get what you want, them platforms become irrelevant. They serve no purpose to you. They serve no purpose. You ain't gonna be concerned about bashing men. You ain't gonna be concerned about bashing women because now you got what you need. You got what you need. Tay Peach, what's happening? What's happening? Man, like people, man, listen. People be coming to me straight telling me what some of these people that said on these platforms and be straight concerned about their life. Like, and I'm just looking at them like, are you serious? Apparently, I don't know. Y'all probably know this better than me, but apparently on some of these platforms, I don't know which pill this is. This may be the pink pill, the purple pill, turquoise pill. I don't know. But one of these pills, man, one of these funny sounding pills, and they got women out here thinking that if you ain't had children by a certain age, then your life is screwed. Like, I don't know which pill is that. You undesirable when you hit a certain age. Like, man, what pill is that? Is that the white pill? Which pill? Please let me know which pill that is. But man, I done had women legit be affected by whatever pill that is. They be affected. They be straight thinking their life is over. Be straight concerned. I'm talking about, man, young women coming to me like, man, if I don't get my stuff together according to such and such, then ain't nobody. I'm like, what? I'm like, hold on. I'm like, you legit believe this? Like, you legit finna let that get into your head? Like, you legit finna let that get into your head? Like, you legit finna let what somebody tell you get in your head, man? So you about to rush out here, jump in a relationship because somebody on YouTube told you you're gonna not be desirable by the time you get 35 or whatever the age is. I don't even care what the age is, but you finna let that force you into a situation. Come on, man. Don't be that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I had to tell that sister, snap out of it. Snap out of it. You got a lot of life to live, man. Don't focus on yourself because you're doing big things right now. Last thing you need to do is try to force yourself to be in a relationship that you're not satisfied with, making bad decisions, and then again you're gonna end up giving birth to a child, and it's gonna be a dysfunctional situation. Calm down, slow it down. Slow it down. Don't listen to these people, man. Don't listen to these clowns, man. Don't listen to these clowns. Matter of fact, when you take care of yourself, when you focusing on your health, forget all that age, man. When you focus on your health, man, all that stuff is irrelevant. See, they telling y'all about people that ain't focusing on their health, but when you focus on your health out here, man, you good. You good. You're gonna be in your prime for a minute when you focus on your health. So I don't be understanding what people talking about. Oh, when you hit a certain age, this, that, and the third. That's for people that don't take care of themselves, man. So y'all can speak that on somebody else. I'm taking care of myself. When I hit 40, I'm gonna be in the best shape of my life. When I hit 50, I'm gonna be even in better shape. So now forget all of that. That's for y'all. I don't subscribe to those notions. I don't subscribe to no notion like that. I'm taking care of myself around here. I'm doing what I need to do. My definition of aging, my perception of aging, a lot different than the westernized perception of aging. A lot different. So y'all quit playing with me. Y'all can speak that to somebody else. I ain't just boom, deflected, rejected. I ain't paying attention to that. That sounds like trash talk to me. Jay, you know what's crazy? I'm gonna give you a jewel, Jay. I don't know, like y'all may have heard my wife even talk about it. I'm gonna give you a jewel, Jay. I'm gonna be flat out honest. I'll be flat honest. You ask me a question, I gotta be transparent. You say, how do you think a man should approach a woman in your own opinion? I'm going to give you an honest fact. I literally, through all the times where I talked to women, I never directly approached a woman. They literally all came to me. Literally. All I was ever doing in my life was focusing on myself. The times that and the crazy thing, the times where I actually called myself trying to approach women, this way back in the day, it failed. But the times I allowed things to unfold, basically meaning come to me, which again, we deal with in the culture that I am, we deal with magnetism. Y'all know what magnetism is, man. We deal with attraction. So it's like that male, when you got a strong magnetic, then you gonna reel the woman that you need to you. And I deal with that magnetism. So I literally have never approached a woman direct, never. Opposed to times where I was like in elementary school and things of that nature. But as I was growing older, everything came to me. And I'm kid you not. So the only thing that I got in regards to that is focus on yourself, focus on that magnetic, man. And again, you're going to attract everything that you need, because contrary to what people may say, contrary to what a lot of women may say out here, when they see a man, and a lot of women told me this, the fact that I was like to myself, the fact that I was so mysterious and I wasn't studying anybody. So I wasn't out here trying to talk to women. They said that was more attractive than the dudes that was actually sitting out here trying to go out of their way to talk to them. So the fact that I was minding my business and acting like they didn't even exist, a lot of women can't handle that. A lot of women feel like they should be the center of attention. Like they feel like everybody should stop what they doing. They walk in the room and the eye should be on them. Well, I never was that dude. I don't care how you look, man. I don't know you mentally. So I never was really bothered by people like that, man. I never was on that type of vibe. I mind my own business. And I can't tell you how many times that caused people to get in my business. And I'm like, man, I'm not trying to be bothered. I'm trying to be all to the side. I remember, man, I back in the day, we used to go skating and stuff like that, man. I let everybody be skating and I'd be off to the side, sitting on the bench, minding my business. People never failed. People coming right to me. Why are you not out there skating? Why are you not doing this, that, and the third? Because I'm not trying to have people like you bother me. But it never worked that way. But I'm telling you, I never approached them, man. Everything came to me. That magnetism. So when y'all, it be women out here that be fronting too, acting like they don't approach men. That's a lie. It's a lie, because like when you a man and you about your business, you're gonna have a strong magnetism. You're gonna attract that woman. You're gonna attract that woman, man. It's gonna be something about you that reels that woman to you, and she gonna find a way. She gonna find an indirect way to try to get a conversation started. She might jump in your DM. She might just say something to break that, but she gonna come to you, man. She gonna come to you. When your magnetism is strong, I'm telling you, she gonna come to you, man. So when you focus on yourself, man, you ain't even worried about these women out here, I guarantee that's when you get hit up the most. That's when you get hit up the most. So I'm gonna drop that's a little jewel I got for you. It ain't something I've done intentionally, so it ain't game. I never really cared to go out of my way to be doing that to women, man. So I'm like, man, listen, if something come to me, it just come to me, man. But I ain't really going out of my way trying to talk to people, because for one, a lot of that actually stemmed from just being insecure. I ain't really like rejection like that. So I was like, to save myself from rejection, if somebody want to talk to me, they gonna come talk to me. So that's how I just started living my life, man, because I ain't had time for rejection. And that stems from childhood stuff and all that type of good stuff. So I was like, all right, cool. To prevent myself from being rejected, I'm gonna just go ahead and just live my life, focus on myself. Somebody want to have a conversation with me, have a relationship with me, they'll let me know. If not, I'm still cool. So that's how I used to live my life. And that right there was in and of itself enough. When they just see somebody that's just minding their business, a man, when you are in the vicinity of women and you are not bothered to where you going out of your way to be trying to talk to them, man, it's like some of them can't tolerate it, or it just attracts them like that. This dude ain't bothered by all these women in here. Let me talk to him. Oh, Tay, for sure. For sure. Nikki, peace. What's happening? What's happening? So Renzo dropping the jewels, dropping the science. Underdrifting for sure, man. People don't realize that, man. I ain't got no game. I mean, I don't even want to say that. It ain't like I'm trying to come up with some straight lines. I don't believe in that. I just be authentic. So me being authentic is me not going out of my way to try to talk to somebody, man. I'm just minding my business, man. I ain't worried about you because I don't know you. If you want to know me, you hit me up, man, because I'm good. I'm good. You remove one of those O's, we God around here, man. So I'm focused, man. I'm focused, and I've always been on that type of vibe, man. I've always been on that type of vibe. I ain't worried about nobody out here, man. Where I'm worried about myself, man, and improving myself. And that literally is what will draw people to me, man. Just me focusing on myself. People couldn't believe that a young black male such as myself could be so focused on educating himself and elevate. Wow. Intriguing. So nah, man. Ananias, man, I'm glad, son. I'm glad you admitted that, because like a lot of women, boy, I say that I literally had to argue. Well, I'm like, man, I've seen this now. And they try to tell you it's unladylike and stuff like that. Like that type of stuff is dead, man. All right, hey, righteous. You can't be with the poison animal eater, man. Can't do that. We gotta have principles, man. What they say, know your worth. We gotta have principles out here. Sweet tea, peace, what's happening? Lindell for sure. Man, you brought the Wizard of Oz analogy on me. Yeah, mahogany for sure. And that's what it's about. So it ain't even necessarily about the approach, man. It's just like you say, man, that organic reach, that organic connection, man. So when you out there just vibe minding your own business, it's gonna be somebody that's tapped into that, man. They like that, man. I appreciate the fact that you minding your business. You ain't gonna attract a lot of the nonsense that's out here, a lot of the ignorance, man, when you just minding your business, man. And you ain't worried about any and everybody, man, just based off of merely how they look. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't one of the ones that soon as I see somebody that I like physically, like, I got to run up to them. I know I had plenty of homeboys, man. If they like what they saw physically, they finna try to talk to them. Nope. Because I'm like, bro, at the end of the day, I don't know this person. I could be setting myself up for failure, so I ain't even going to do it. I ain't even going to do it. I ain't even going to set myself up for that. I don't know. I don't know what I'll be walking into, so I'm good. I'm good. So, man, at the end of the day, man, I focus on myself, man. I do the things, man, that lead to my elevation and self-improvement, man. And from there, like I said, that magnetic is strong, man. That magnetic is strong. It's a solar system, man. See, people don't see, we can get metaphysical on it, man. Like I said, see, back in the day, man, they believed that everything revolved around the earth. See, in the earth, when you do the knowledge to our culture, the earth is feminine. But see, then later on, they figured out everything revolves around the sun. We already know who the sun is. You call your young black boy what? A sun. Everything revolves around that sun. That's magnetism, man. So when you are a son, when you are a young man out here, when you are a man and you focus on yourself, guess what? Everything revolves around that. So you're going to attract exactly what it is that you need. You're going to attract exactly what it is that you need. So that's the true nature of things. The true nature of things is the man focusing on himself and being at the center and everything revolving around that, man. But if you out here, if we weak men, then again, we going to go against that nature. So we got to be strong men. We got to be strong sons out here, man. That light. See, they reflect when you are with a woman. Guess what? She reflects your light. She reflects your light. She's a reflection of you. She's a reflection of you. Y'all got to know and understand that. She is a reflection of your light because you are the sun. You are the sun. She's a reflection of your light. Whether we want to admit that or acknowledge that or not, that is what it is. She is a reflection of your light. A lot of men can't handle that responsibility in 2021. A lot of men can't handle that responsibility, man. When your woman goes out, when you got a woman, she goes out and you not present, she's supposed to represent. She's supposed to represent. She's supposed to be a reflection of your life. So she's supposed to hold it down. Because we deal with the man being at the founder, being knowledge, man. Man, knowledge. That's what we talking about. Man, now you supposed to be teaching that queen, man. So when she go out, she's supposed to be able to hold it down in the manner where somebody thinking they talking to you. If y'all think I'm lying, man, go study the ancient cultures, man. Go study the ancient cultures, man. That's why we say man is knowledge and a woman is wisdom. See, woman, that's the motion. See, wisdom is your knowledge put into motion. See, wisdom is knowledge put into motion. So you supposed to teach that queen. That man, these women love to be educated by their men. Don't let them tell you otherwise, man. A woman loves that, to be educated by her, man. She loves it. She thrives off that. If you listen, if you want to get a woman, start teaching that woman, man. I'm telling you for a fact, that's gonna reel what you need in. If you're trying to reel somebody, teach that woman, and she gonna put that motion. She gonna put everything that you have taught her into motion. I'm telling you, teach that woman though. Problem is, a lot of these dudes lack this knowledge. They don't know nothing, so they don't have anything to offer. So the woman is teaching them. And that's going against nature. So you got your woman teaching you. No, that's like that's like them thinking everything revolves around the earth. No, your woman teaching you. You a grown man and being taught by your woman. That woman wants to be taught by you. That ain't how that's supposed to go. That's not how that's supposed to go. And y'all can get on me. The women can come out of nowhere and start bashing me. I guarantee you, every woman would agree that they would rather be taught by the man than sitting here teaching a grown man. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. If we did a poll, I guarantee you that it'd be about 90-95%. Man, don't know grown women want to be teaching a grown man, but if you reverse it, and that grown man teaching that grown woman, she loving that. But she don't want to be going out of her way teaching a grown man. Man, that's draining. They don't like that. I'm telling y'all, they do not like that. They do not like for them to have to teach you. I've seen it, man. They can't stand that, man. They cannot stand the fact they gotta be teaching a grown man. Like they feel like they should be the ones being taught. I've had these conversations, man. I've literally had these conversations with women, and I know that to be a fact. So you got to step your teaching game up, man. That's what you're supposed to be. Again, when they say head of household, y'all think provide. No, that's the mind. You're supposed to come with that information. You're supposed to be teaching her. You're supposed to be teaching. When you do man, woman, and child, when you talk about a family, who creating the rules? It's like the commandments. The man's supposed to lay down the rules via his teaching. And again, what I say, woman is symbolic to what? Wisdom. What is wisdom? Putting that knowledge into motion. So you enforce the rules. So when the man lays down the rules and say, this won't happen in the house, this won't happen in the house, this won't happen in the house, that's him laying down the foundation. The woman is supposed to take that foundation, put it into motion, and enforce them and say, hey, daddy said this ain't going down. So you got to stop doing that. You got to be quiet when he sleep. This, that, and the third. That's her putting everything into motion. That's how it's supposed to work. That is literally how it's supposed to work. So stop playing, man. You got to get your knowledge up as a black man. You got to get that information up, and you got to teach that. Teach that to that woman, man. Don't be afraid to teach that woman, man. She wants that. She wants that. She wants that, man. She wants you to teach her. Contrary to what she out here saying, she could be acting hard as she want to hold. She can be acting hard as she want to act. Guarantee you come correct and you teach her, you shutting all that down. See, that's the problem. Dudes be out here, man, she did, man up. Teach her. You gonna shut her up real quick. All that hard stuff gonna go out the window. All that hard stuff go out the window when you come to them correctly. When you come to her like a man, I'll get that shutting them down, man. Yeah, they didn't been corrupted mentally, but when you come correct as a man, you shutting it all down. You shutting it all down. You shutting it all down. And I've told women that. I say, look, listen. They like, man, they can't stand strong black. I'm like, you just ain't dealt with a man. A man gonna shut all of that strong, independent black. We shutting that down. Out the gate. We finna tell you this is what it is. We finna tell you this is what it is. We're not about to allow you to be talking some nonsense, man. We ain't finna allow that. So I'll be telling women a lot of times, you ain't met a man. You've been dealing with boys. You've been dealing with boys. Like literally, you dealing with boys, man. A man ain't finna, like, you start talking crazy around a man, he ain't finna allow that to, nah, what you saying incorrect, not happening. Not happening. This is not gonna fly. And she could talk tough all she want. That's not studied dude. Like I said, man. My wife said she can talk crazy all she want. I'm not bothered. At the end of the day, if I said something ain't finna go down, it's not finna go down. So stop playing. It's not happening. It's incorrect. So you could be as tough as a woman as you think you are. You come across the right man, he don't care nothing about that. They don't care nothing about that, man. Cares nothing about it. Nothing about it. Underdrifting for sure. That's why you, like, back in the day, man, you used to see when a lot of the brothers was like turning Muslim and they'd get with a woman and she'd end up follow right behind them because she saw the path that it was, you know what I'm saying? Like how it just elevated the mind and things of that nature. Then they obviously saw the corruption. So that's another thing too, man. You can't be corrupt out here. You can't be having a woman come into a lifestyle, then you corrupt and you're not really practicing what you preach or what you teaching and things like that, because again, that's going to destroy the quality of the mind of the woman as well. Oh, Jay, you say, what would be the things that you walk away from when you are dating? Man, listen, first and foremost, if they not striving to grow, if they don't value evolution, if they don't value growth, I'm done. Like if they not strive, if they don't value learning, time to go. What can we do if I value learning and you're not trying to learn, we don't have anything to discuss. We don't have anything to build. If I value elevation and you're not striving to elevate, then we have nothing to discuss. We have nothing to discuss. Nothing to discuss at all. I can deal with a person. Listen, I can deal with a person that like mentally may not be on a level that I feel like they should be at, as long as I know that they are striving to change. It's a difference, man. But you got people that's on a certain level that they not striving to change. They not striving to listen to what anybody got to say. No, incorrect. That's somebody else's headache. I'm good. I'm not dealing with said individual. I'm not dealing with said individual, man. You can have that, man. Life is about decisions, man. So I ain't making the decision to give myself a headache like that. And you shouldn't either. Man. It's all about decisions, man. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for the headache, man. So if you're not striving to grow, if you're not striving to elevate, if you're not striving to be healthy, if you're not striving to learn, why am I talking to you? Because I value all those things, man. So you got to be a man of principles, man. It's got to be some things that you stand for. And I noticed a lot of dudes don't stand for anything, man. Like back in the day when I was changing, it was certain things that I stood for, and a lot of women respected that. So I go out to eat. I'm 20 years old, and I'm like, nah, man, I don't eat that pork. I don't eat this chicken. It was certain things that I just didn't do, and they never saw that discipline. They was like, whoa, like, wow, wait a minute, you literally finna order this food and you not about to eat this? Because I was a man of principle. Like I had certain things I just wasn't gonna do, no matter where I was at. So I had things that I stood for, man, and that's important. You gotta be a man of principles, man, and you gotta go into a relationship with those principles, and you can't compromise them. Like, bro, listen, I don't eat pork. You do what you do, but I ain't eating this nonsense. Sooner or later, man, they gonna be like, man, this dude really disciplined, and that's gonna influence them to maybe make a decision like that and follow suit. But you got to stand for some things, man. A lot of dudes don't be standing for anything. They just eat whatever. They just think whatever. They just listen to whatever. They just do whatever. Man, I'll be around people, man. Listen, I'll be eating a certain type of way. It'll be certain music that I'll be listening to. I'm reading these books. I'm making sure I get my learning in. It was things that I stand for. And I'm not compromising that for anybody. I'm not compromising the things that I stand for anybody. I'm a man of principles. And if you are a woman and you not listen, if you disrespecting my principles, we got to go. You got to go. Kicking you out the door. I'm a man of principles, man. If you disrespecting those principles, things that I stand for, nope. No room for that. No room for that. You got to be striving to put these principles into motion, man. That's how this is going to work. So again, you coming out the gate disrespecting my principles. No, you need to be striving to gain an understanding of why I'm doing what I'm doing. If you're not striving to gain an understanding, nope. Incorrect. But you got to be a man of principles. I'm gonna tell y'all, it's another thing that a woman respects, and a man with principles. When she come and she meets you and you like, I don't do this, I don't do that, and you literally don't do it, that's all respect. I'm telling y'all, man, I'm telling y'all out the gate, when I be going out to eat, I'm like, nah, I don't eat that. And I used to be breaking it down. I'm talking about in my 20s. I'm 19, I'm 21. I'm like, nah, man, listen, give me this, but don't put the bacon bits in there. They like, man, you don't eat pork? What, you Muslim? I'm like, nah, man, I just care about my health. You know? And I'm like, nah, this ain't even got nothing to do with being a Muslim. I mean, it's in your Bible as well not to eat this pork. And they're right there, education. So I educated them. And they was like, well, dang, wait a minute, what? So I didn't gave them something to think about that they didn't know. I'm telling y'all, that's the key right there, man. When you start educating that woman, man, I'm telling you, everybody loved that, man. I'm just being myself, but I'm standing for things. And they like, wow, that's crazy. It's almost like that made they'll probably go tell everybody, man, I went out to eat with this dude. He ain't put the bacon bits on there. He ain't eating no piece of meat. You done gave him something to talk about. They are distraught. They like, man, I can't believe this dude went out and did not grab one piece of meat the whole time, didn't eat meat, and wasn't even bothered. That's crazy. That's crazy. But it's certain things that I wasn't going for, man. I wasn't going for. I wasn't going for it, and I'm still not going for it, man. But that's the thing, man. You gotta have your principles laid out, man. What's your foundation? Like when you going out, like what are certain things you just not gonna tolerate, man? You gotta have certain things you not tolerate. You gotta have certain things you not tolerate, man. You just gotta have those principles, man. You gotta have things you stand for, man. Once you have those, and you a man of your word, man of your principles, you good. You gonna eliminate a lot of the BS just off of the strength of that. If it's somebody that can't handle simple things like you not eating pork, and they like, oh, this ain't gonna work. Well, you sure right, it ain't gonna work. I have legit had people say that. Like I've legit had people say something about the way that somebody they was talking to was eating. It's like, man, this ain't gonna work. They trying to be vegan. Well, if we have kids, I ain't gonna let them force my kid to be vegan, so that ain't gonna work. I literally seen that. I've heard that. So I'm like, well, yep, it's not gonna work. Because you would be a fool to think I'm finna have kids and I'm not about to tell them the dangers of eating meat, because that's what I've came across. So you got a problem right there. So if you feel like I'm about to be sitting out here telling kids to eat meat when I know the information, you incorrect. Incorrect. So I've seen people possess that type of mentality. Oh no, nope, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work because I'm gonna eat pork and my kids gonna eat pork. Well, go ahead and set yourself and your kids up for that. I'm not gonna be a part of it. Walk away. Like little small stuff. Like even back in the day when I was like not religious, I would let people know out the gate. I mean, it's a principle. I'm like, man, hey, just let you know. Just let you know out the gate. I don't really deal with them religious like that, man. You know, this ain't stuff that I deal with. You can believe what you want to believe, but just know I don't believe it. I used to just be upfront, man. I'm like, man, I do not fool with religion, so don't ask me to be praying. Like I'm not gonna do all that religious stuff. I don't do it. That's not me. Came to that conclusion. This is my culture. I used to let people know like where it was that I stood, so just so you can know out the gate. Just so you can know out the gate. I will educate you on the 5% nation of God. I will do that. I will educate you. I will give you some of this ancestral knowledge. And I'm gonna tell you why I don't deal with religion. You can make a decision based on that, but just know I don't deal with it. So I'm letting you know some things out the gate that come with my existence. Like I don't deal with these religions, man. I don't eat this meat. Like I don't tolerate this. I don't tolerate that. That's the stuff that I stand for. And like I said, my wife be the first one to tell you, like she saw me studying my lessons. She's like, Dad, man, this dude really don't fool with religion. He in here legit studying these lessons. So he really serious about this culture. He really don't eat meat. Like this is like he seriously don't do these type of things. I thought this dude was just playing. Because I'm in my early 20s. Like, nah, I don't do this. Like, quit playing with me. I literally don't do this. Literally don't do this. So I ain't playing with him, man. Like, you ain't about to be poisoning the babies out here when I know the truth, when I know the information. Forget how you feel. If you feel like that's shallow, that's on you. You can go get with another pork eater and y'all can procreate. Nah, I ain't allowing that. That's forbidden. Forbidden. It should be forbidden across the country, man. But it's definitely forbidden around here, man. But you gotta, it's that education. It's that education. Then once you educate a person, then now they got a decision to make. And that's what people fail to understand. See, once you educate a person, once you give them the education, give them the ultimatum, let you know what you stand for, what you don't stand for, and then they decide, all right, I hear what you're saying, but I ain't gonna fool with it. Then now your decision should be, all right, cool, this ain't gonna work. Because these are some of my principles. These are some things that I stand for, and you're not trying to work with me on these principles. So now we good. This ain't gonna work. See, the problems happen when we start compromising our principles. That creates the conflict and the tension. Denise, not necessarily a religion, culture, 5% nation of gods and earths, man. Like I do a whole video on that breakdown, but it ain't necessarily a religion. We refer to it as a culture. It's a way of life. All righteous for sure, man. It's almost like when you trying to give up a drug addiction, man, and you dating somebody that don't care anything about it and do every type of drug under the sun, man. Like if that's not something that you want to rock with, you ain't got to rock with it. I don't care how people view it, man. If you eliminating meat and you don't want to talk to somebody that's eating meat, that's your principle. It's your principle. You want to raise a meatless family, man. That's your principle. That's your perception. That's your view that you have. That's your dreams, your aspiration. You don't want to be arguing with somebody about what it is they're going to feed their kid. You don't want to do that. Like, I feel you. Like, I legit feel you. Like, for sure. Like, I feel you. Like, I wasn't directly on that back in the day because I was still coming into a lot of the knowledge. I was a young bull, man. So I was still a lot of this stuff. I was trying to make sense of it. But I looked back at it and was like, yep, I surely needed for somebody to be in alignment with what it was that I was gravitating towards. Oh, Denise, man, I appreciate you. Man, that's because a lot of people told me that. But they call it old soul and things of that nature, man. I used to hang around. I'm the youngest child, so by default, I was hanging around older siblings and stuff like that, man. So that's why I'm what they say, wise beyond your years, man. I used to hang around a lot of my elders, man. I got a kick out of that because I was always pretty much the youngest one in the circle. The youngest one. I was literally always the youngest one. If I was hanging around my cousins, man, I was the youngest one. Hanging around myself, I'm the youngest one. So I was always the youngest wherever I went, man. So I'm picking up on those older vibes. Like I've always rocked with the elders, man. I've always rocked with them, man. So when the elders start talking to me, I listen. I've always been that way. And now it done rubbed off on me. I'm actually, like my grandfather. You get my grandfather on here, you know how the old grandfathers be. They just talk stories galore. I'm turning into that before I even get anywhere near close to that age. I'm that old grandfather on the porch, man, the rocking chair that's just telling a bunch of stories, man. Or the old say with the long gray beard, man. From the music I listen to everything, man. Literally, everything I do is retro. I don't even be too much utilizing the new lingo out here, man. I might be saying something that's still that they were saying back in the day, man. I don't be too much on the new lingo. I made a Facebook status the other day, and I asked people. I said, am I the only one that don't say stuff like, what is it? No cap and all that type of stuff, man. I literally never say that. Never. Like I never told somebody stop capping. Like I just now said it. That's about the first time you ever heard me say that. I don't be on all that type of stuff, man. I keep it simple, man. Retro vibes for sure. Retro vibes for sure. Ooh, Tay, man, and that's big. A lot of people don't be wanting to acknowledge that type of stuff, man. A lot of people don't want to acknowledge that. If you with a person, listen, you could literally be the cause of death of the person that you with. Think about that. A lot of people don't be, and some people do be feeling guilty. Some people do be feeling like they the cause, and they follow shortly after. So some people do be feeling guilty, but that's big. Cook bad food, stirred up arguments, all of that is stress, and that stress is killing them. So you ain't even got to feel like that, Tay. That's a fact. That's a fact, man. And that's a messed up, sad reality, but that's a fact, man. It's a fact. That stress right there, the bad food, all that type of stuff, man, being divisive and things of that nature, that's causing all type of problems. Hey, Moshe, man, I'm telling y'all, man, it be hard. I literally, sometimes when I'm talking to people that's around my age bracket, it don't even be feeling like it because I be feeling like I'm talking to a 20-year-old sometimes. Like I'm 30, I talk to other 30-year-olds and I'm like, man, who am I talking to? And I realize we the same age. Underdrifter, man, to me, it's like stop BSing. That's what I feel like, or no BS. No, you know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like the stuff is. That's so I just say that. If I already got something in my vocabulary that means the same as some new lingo, I'm gonna just keep saying what I already been saying. Andronicus, hey, you the hey, the guru. So I don't even be on those vibes, man. I keep it simple, man. I stay like, and that's one thing I've always done and I pride myself in, man. I'm never following these trends out here. Never. Hey, Terenzo with the jewel on him. I was finna call him a drool, but with the jewel on him. Yeah, righteous, man. That's how I was back in the day. It's crazy. Back when I was 20, I was trying to talk to the people in my age bracket. Failed. And now that I'm 30, some of them catching up, though. Some of them realizing that, man, what you were saying is way back in the day when we was in college, when you was in high school. You were saying it way back in the day. Some of them giving me some little props for saying some of the stuff that they just now coming into the realization for saying it back in the day. And that applies to a lot of things. I was on a lot of stuff. That's why right now I'm burnt out on a lot. That's why I'm burnt out on a lot of things right now, because I was talking about it 10 years ago. So when people start asking me about a lot of this stuff, I'm like, man, I don't even want to talk about it no more, because I talked about it a lot last year, man. I mean, not last year, but 10 years ago. People start talking about, man, politics and the government and all that. Man, I'm like, bro, I was on that type of stuff when nobody was on it. I literally made the decision to go vegan. Like, vegan ain't nothing new. Vegan been around for a minute. But when I made the decision to go vegan back in the day, people literally, I had to define what veganism meant. People didn't even know what it meant back then. Nowadays, you know what vegan means for the most part. But when I was telling people back then, I'm like, man, I'm experimenting with this vegan lifestyle. They was like, well, what's that? Like, they literally didn't know what vegan meant, man. Like, I was doing it back then when it was, you ain't even know what the definition meant. Like, man, what you vegan? What you mean you vegan? Like, you vegan? What does that even mean? Like, you don't eat. They just thought simply you don't eat meat. I'm like, nah, man, you vegetarian. I was like, vegan is something a lot different. A lot different. Man, Tay, hey, I ain't even, like I said, man, I don't know. I don't even say it. Whatever capping mean, I'm pretty sure I got something. I'm pretty sure I got something in my vocab that means the same thing. To me, like I said, that's stop BS. Stop playing, man. Stop lying. Like, I'm gonna just tell you stop lying. I ain't gonna tell you stop capping. No, stop lying. Like, I ain't playing with you. Stop lying. You are lying right now, and I feel like you lying, so stop lying. Like, that's what I'm gonna tell you. Some man for sure. I just downloaded, speaking of frequencies, man, I just downloaded, I advise y'all to do this, because I talked about subliminal programming yesterday in regards to the subconscious. I literally just downloaded some stuff from Apple Music, man. It's called Subliminal Healing Music for the Mind. All frequencies, man. Stuff powerful, man. I've been listening to them joints all day, man. Just all frequencies, man. Just tapping into the subconscious. Consciously, man, you just picking up on some sounds. It just sounds like you just hearing sounds, but subconsciously, man, it's resonating on a whole deeper level. So, man, download some of that subliminal healing music for the mind. Get y'all some of that. Andronicus, for sure. We meant to be fruitarians for real. Like, for real. We meant to eat primarily fruits, but that's a whole nother video. Whole nother video. Don't even get me started. Yeah, Derek, man. That's another thing. I be, oh man, you sound like you've been here before, man. In your past life, like, first of all, it ain't got nothing to do with past life for me, man. Listen, I was brought up around my elders. I just listened to my elders. I've been around my elders. I was influenced by my elders. Like, that's what it is. I'm talking, when I say I'm the young one. Like, I'm young. I was the young one. Like, I was that accident baby, what they call. Like, my parents had to debate if they was gonna have me or not. I ain't close in age to my siblings, man. Me and my brother about 10 years apart. Me and my sister, well, we going on 6 or 7 years apart. So I'm spread out. So I ain't had no choice around here, man. I had to affiliate with the older crowd. I had to hang around my sister and her friends. I had to hang around my brothers and his people. I had to do this. I had no choice. I had no choice. But man, we ain't playing around with it, man. We ain't playing around. We getting ourselves together out here, man. But y'all know what it is, man. I might, Denise, you say who influenced me the most? That's actually a good question. That's a good question, man, because I'm not gonna lie, man. I was a rowdy child back in the day, man. I had temper problems and all that, man. So me and my pops, I'm gonna be 100% right now, man. Be 100%. Me and my pops got into it a lot. We clashed a lot. But now it's like I understand why we clashed a lot back in the day, man. But I'm gonna say he probably influenced me the most. Back then, I didn't realize what was happening. And I got into it a lot with him, man. That's because, for the most part, man, dude was working a lot. So I felt like, you know what I'm saying, like he wasn't there, like I felt like he should. And I feel like he had just come out the gate, criticize me, because, you know, I was an athlete, played a lot of sports. So a lot of my stuff revolved around that, man. So I feel like, I'm like, dude, what you criticizing me for? And you ain't at these games a whole while, you know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been able to play in any of these sports. But my mom's was at everything, man. So I gravitated more towards her early. But it's like, now I see and understand. It's like I got a whole new level of respect for my pops, because now I got the whole story. Now I see what he was really doing and the sacrifices he was making. So I'm gonna say he had the most influence on me. Back then, it probably was Mom Dukes, simply because I was around her more. But I really wasn't getting the whole. I was missing what my pops was really doing, man. I was too caught up in the moment, man, not really understanding the whole picture. And a lot of times that happens. I've seen that happen. I've seen that affect men. I've seen men have to do what they can to provide, and the child be more so around the moms and gravitate toward the moms, and then the moms be painting all these negative images of the pops. So then now they turn the child against the pops. Not saying that that's what my mom's was doing. I was just around my moms more. So of course I would be like what they call a mama's boy and things of that nature. But I clashed with my pops a lot because I really wasn't understanding what was happening at that particular point in time. But I was influenced by both of them, though. I probably got more like I act personality wise. I feel like I act more like my mom's. Like my mom's is more of like the introvert, and my mom's be the one that be cooling for the most part. And sadly enough, my mom's gonna be one of the ones that hold stuff in and go out of her way to help people. I get all of that from my mom, so I feel like I act more like my mom's. But I feel like some of the stuff my pops did influence me more. But I definitely act more like my mom's for sure. Like, just I definitely act like my mom's for sure. I ain't even gonna lie about that. So it's real in the field, man. But I had a lot of resentment toward my pop. I'm telling y'all, man, me and my pops, we stayed getting into it. Like, this is not, I mean, I got into it with dude. I ain't had time for that, man. I ain't had time for somebody to criticize me that I felt like wasn't there. Like, I used to get on my nerve, I'm like, dude, I was like, you only coming around to criticize me. And I'm like, man, I could have had one of the best games of my life. And dude had something negative to say. And I'm like, dude, what are you talking? Like, you don't even be there for all the games, man. So I'm like, I used to, boy, I used to go in. We used to go at it, man. It used to be a clash of the titans, man. I ain't have a problem. I never had a problem speaking my mind. Even back then as a child, got me in a lot of trouble, man. Got me into a lot of arguments and things like that with my people, man, because I wasn't afraid to say what was on my mind. Especially if I felt like, you know what I'm saying, I wasn't being praised for like my hard work and my effort and things like that, man. But now I get it though. Like now I get what was happening, you know. So I was influenced by everybody around me for the most part, man. One way or another. Some good, some bad. Everybody influenced me in one way, shape, or form, man. I think I got some of everybody in me, and that's one of the benefits. Well, it's a blessing and a curse of being the youngest one, because you see a lot, man. I saw a lot, man. I just saw everybody I saw everything, man. I just saw a lot being the youngest. I witnessed a lot. Denise for sure. And my pops was definitely that. So that's why I say I could look back now and respect it. Like when I played football, man, like it was crazy. I'm like, dude, every time I touched the ball, man, I scored. What you mean? You just focus on the fact that I was on defense and I failed to make a tackle. But now it's like I see what he was on, man. It's that toughness, man. It's that toughness. Now I can appreciate it. But back then, I'm like, dude, what is going on out here, man? I'm tired of arguing with you. So I know what it's all. I know what it's all about. I know what it stems from, man. My pop was on me on some things, man. And if I just would have probably listened, I probably would have ended up better in regards to some sports. But some of that I let get to my head. I was like, man, hey, simply because dude talking to me in this manner, I'm a rebel. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do that. So a lot of that stuff actually prevented me from being great. No, for a fact, I could have been way better in basketball, man. Like basketball, if y'all don't know, was like my first love, man, I was cold in basketball, but man, I started getting into it with my pops a lot. I ended up quitting. In my sophomore year, man, I played that last year, and I said I ain't playing no more, man. I just got fed up with it. And my pops, a lot of times, was just trying to help elevate my game. And, man, we just clashed a lot. So I ended up, I rebelled against it. And I focused on all the sports that they was telling me not to play. Like, they didn't really even want me playing football because I was good at basketball. So they wanted me to focus on that. But I was like, nah, I can play. I'm playing football. I could play college football, stuff like that. Roxanne, man, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know about the situation I just had probably like a month or two ago. So it's cool. It ain't the best, though. I'm working on that on my end, man, because of things that can happen that I wasn't too fond of, man. So I'm doing a lot of work personally just to mend that type of relationship. But it is what it is, man. Yeah, Denise, we ain't hugging. Not only did my pop like we was not an affectionate family. Like, not only did my pops not show affection, but my moms didn't even do like we don't do. That's why affection right now be awkward for me. I ain't really too fond of affection in that light because I wasn't. That's not how I was raised. So a lot of people don't be understanding. I'm like, man, I don't need to hug and kiss people to show that I care for them because that's not how I was raised. Like, nah. So we was not affectionate. I can tell you that right now. You see anybody in my family, we are not affectionate. We not finna walk up hugging each other. That's not gonna happen. And I'm talking about my mom. My moms might be less. Man, it might be more crazy for my mom, yo. Like my moms may be less affectionate. Nah, I don't know. Nah, I think I think my pops got it. I think my pops got that one. I ain't even gonna lie to you on that one. I think that's my pops. He got the crown for that one, man. But we ain't affectionate by any stretch of the imagination. By any stretch of the imagination. But y'all, man, with that being said, man, I tapped in, man. This was a good build, man. I lost track of time. Every time I be building, I lose track of time. I may tap in with y'all later on tonight, man, but I don't know. I still gotta do my workout for the day, so I don't even know. But man, I gotta make this move, man. I gotta head on to this gym. Got a young bull I'm training. Gotta put this young bull through an intense session. Gotta kill him real quick. Y'all know how that go, man. So I appreciate all y'all tapping in with the kid. Appreciate all the comments, man. It's always a positive stream, positive build, man. Appreciate all of y'all, man. But I'm out. Definitely tap in with y'all tomorrow. May come back later on tonight. Who knows? Depends on how I'm feeling, man. Y'all be easy out here, though. Y'all enjoy the rest of this. What day is it? Tuesday. I'm out, y'all. Peace.